What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Tay again with another video. And today we're going to be talking about how I saved up $3,200 at Job Corp, okay? And how I had 2 jobs at Job Corp, okay? But before we get into this video, y'all like, subscribe to my channel, and if you're new here, hey, what's up, what's going on? Thank you for watching my channel. Okay, let's get into this video, y'all. So I'm just here chilling right now, and I won't say I rehearsed, but I have redid this video like 3 times. But I'm finna try to sum everything up because I was trying to make sure that I try to give y'all all the information about how I got 2 jobs, and how I got 2 trades, and how I saved up $3,200 at Job Corp. Okay, but look, okay, so this is at Earl C, y'all. This was at Earl C. Okay, and let me tell y'all. Now, when I say this, it's not to, this is for everybody thing. It should be, but a lot of times everybody don't get the luxury. I won't call it luxury, but everybody don't get the opportunity that I had got. Like I said, you have to stick out like a sore thumb. You have to stick out like an outcast. You have to set apart. You have to show them that you different, okay? You got staff members that will try to stop you. You got staff members that will say this, say that, all these sorts of things, y'all. My puff's cricket, but I don't care. Anywho, my puff's cute. I don't care. Anywho, y'all, you have job people at Job Corp. You have staff members that will try to knock your hustle, try to knock what you got going on. Okay, I was at Earl C for a year and 3 months. Towards my, it started off rocky a little bit. Then it kind of died down, and then it got kind of flustered a little bit when I started getting 2 jobs and my 2 trades. Okay, so now I'm finna go into how I accumulated that and how I was able to save up $3,200. Okay, there has been rumors going around saying that this girl used to say she was like a hustler at Job Corp. And like I say, y'all hear stories about people selling things, illegal things, selling snacks, whatever they can sell to accumulate money going in. And it's just, sometimes people treat Job Corp just like it's in the hood, just like it's in the street. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people look at Job Corp like it's like jail, because you can't survive off $23.01. Okay, it's just not cool. So people get to selling, doing this and doing that. All right, boom. Okay, so my first trade was CNA, y'all, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I struggled. Okay. Me getting my CNAs was not easy. I really thought I wasn't gonna pass my CNA class. I really thought I was gonna get it. I was frustrated a little bit because I'm like, man, I came all the way here for nothing. But I was still determined. Even though I goofed off, I did my little thing on the side or whatever, but I still had my vision of what I came there for and what I wanted to do, right? Okay, so after my first trade, because I didn't get my license in time, I had to go another route, right? So when I got my first trade, I supposed to have went to TCU and advanced training, but it didn't happen that way. So I decided to get another trade, which was culinary. Well, birdies was floating around saying that, okay, you can get paid while working. So at Job Corp, they have this thing called work-based learning or work-based study, whatever it's called at that center, where you can shadow or do like internship, whatever trade that you're in. I know when I was at Job Corp, people had auto mechanics, and some people start working at AutoZone, O'Reilly, stuff like that. Job Corp will take you to work, okay? I know that certain centers are more in rural areas, so your resources may be slim to none and you may not have available jobs to you, but you have centers that will take you back and forth to work. So when I first started job searching, I originally had my first interview at Long John Silver. Well, and a lot of people was asking me, Tay, how you do that? How you get that? And look, really, y'all, to be honest with y'all, I just kind of like got in good with people. I kind of like just listened out. Once you go to Job Corp, and I know this may be kind of hard for people that are first new at Job Corp, but because this was my second one, like I said, it kind of navigated me to know my ins and outs and ways of doing things, right? So I kind of got in good with certain people and stuff. So they start taking me to interviews and all this stuff, all prepared readiness, okay? They will teach you that once you first go to Job Corp. It's called CPP, right? So I never got the job at Long John Silver. So I wind up getting my second trade, and I wind up moving to the nines and all these sorts of things. Now, with my second trade, you can get two options. You can either work in the big calf and the small calf. At Earl C. Clements, they have two cafeterias. They have a big one and they have a small one. Well, when you work at the small one, it's full time because it's smaller and it's less people. When you're at the big one, it's from 4 to 10, and when you're at the small one, it's from like 6 to like 3 or 4, somewhere up in there, right? So me, I'm like, I want the big bucks. I want everything. I don't care about being a trade. I don't care about being around these people. I'm determined. I came what I came to get, okay? So I started working. I moved to the nines, y'all. I moved to the nines, and I started working in my culinary trade, right? And I'm gonna tell you what they started me off with, and this was probably back in 2016, 2015. They started me off with $10.25. That was awesome money for me, okay? Coming from someone who just really new to the workforce, I never really had a job for real before Job Corp. Like I worked here and there and hustled here and there, but nothing stable, nothing consistent, right? So I start working in my second trade as a dietary cook, as a dietary aide, right? And Earl C. Clements has a bank on the center itself, and Earl C. Clements will teach you how to open up a bank account and all these things. And that's a good thing about Job Corp. They will teach you how to manage money a little bit. They will teach you how to open up a bank account, direct deposit, and all these sorts of things. So this is coming from someone who never had a bank account, never know how to open a bank account, none of that stuff. And so I'm like 21, 22, somewhere up in there, right? And the thing about it is when I got my bank account, I didn't even have money. Listen, let me tell you how good God is. I didn't even have money to open a bank account. I had one of a staff member at Job Corp that I was good with, and she paid the money to open me up a bank account. So like I say, another thing that helped me with that is prayer, man. Just pray and maneuver your way. When people see you, you don't. Once you start doing you, right? People will see that. People be watching even when you think they're not watching, y'all, okay? So like I said, I stuck out like a sore thumb. People talked about me, Tay a hoe, Tay this, Tay such and such. They said everything. I did this, I did that, but I was stacking paper. My bank account, my checks was fat, okay? And I did what I wanted to do. So, what they did was they would, whenever I got paid, so I got paid every 2 weeks, all right? Whenever I got paid, they would deposit half of the money into my bank account and let me keep the other half. So here, I'm gonna give you an example. Say if I'm working my trade, and say if my check is $800 every 2 weeks. Well, they deposit $675 of that and let me keep the rest. You get what I'm saying? Or they would deposit $700 of that and give me like $100 that I could spend on my own, on myself. So by this time, I'm in Job Corp like 8 months in. Well, when you first go to Job Corp, they pay you $23.01, and after your 8th month there, your $23.01 goes up to $32, right? So I'm working this full-time job. I'm in trade, and all the while I'm still trying to pass my CNA test. Okay, so one day I'm at work and I get a call from my CNA instructor. She said, Tay, she said, you passed your CNA. I said, I did. I'm crying, y'all. I am busting out crying. I'm Miss Pam. We just call her Miss Pam. Miss Pam. She said, Tay, what's going on? I said, I done passed my CNAs. I'm happy, right? So she said, come to my office. She said, come to my office after work. I said, okay, cool. So that particular day, I said, I'm finna go ahead and go down there. So I go down there, and she takes me to the classroom, and other students, they're in the classroom and stuff. And she gives me these red scrubs, y'all. She give me these red uniforms, bad too. So, everybody, tune their nose up. How she get that? How she do that? Woo, woo, woo. So she said, Tay, now, listen, let me tell you how everything just flowed in and how everything just worked out for me. This is why I stress to y'all to network before you go to Job Corp. And another thing is, I did not expect this to happen. So she said, Tay, she said, I want you to come work at my facility. She was the DON at the nursing home right across the street from Job Corp. Man, look at God. So I said, how I'm going to do this? And I got trade and I got this job. So we rearranged it. Let me tell you how it worked. I'm going to tell you how how it worked out, y'all. I'm going to tell you how good God is. So I worked my trade, my culinary job, Monday through Friday from 6 to 3. And from 4 to 10, I worked at my nursing home job, and I worked that 3 days out the week. So I worked there Tuesday, Thursdays, and every other weekend, right? So here I am getting 3 checks, one from my culinary job, one from my nursing home job, and the $32 that Job Corp gives you every 2 weeks, okay? So here I am stacking all this money because I want to get my own crib. I want to get my own apartment, this, that, and the third. Now, when I tell y'all I was tired, feet was hurting, I'm talking about aching, crying, but I toughed it through. And they used to come pick me up at 10 o'clock at night and take me home, back to the center. By this time, everybody say, I'm finna go to the house. Like, that's how long we was at Job Corp, to the point where it'd be like, man, I'm finna go to the hive. I'm finna go back in the crib. You know what I'm saying? Because we lived there. That's where you at the majority of the time, right? And then Earl C, they didn't do weekend passes or nothing like that. So we were just stuck at that center the whole time. So a lot of people try to, try to find ways to keep themselves busy because it can get boring sometimes. It can get lame. And even when we try to create fun that was not harmful, you still had staff members that would still try to downplay, still try to knock it. Oh, we can't do this and do that. Just lame stuff, just lame, okay? But yeah, so this was in a July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, so this was like in a 5 to 6 month time frame where I'm accumulating all this money, right? So when you do work-based study, you're supposed to stay there a month or 2 months, right? So I asked the manager, I said, hey man, can I stay one more month? He said, okay, Tay, since you've been doing good, we're going to keep you one more month, but that's it. I said, cool. So we did that, and I started working. So y'all, kid you not, that's when the haters started coming, okay? And I'm not bragging about having haters because everybody is not hating. But I started noticing how I just started getting random beefs from females wanting to fight me, sneak dissing me on Facebook, and I'm not even friends with them on Facebook. Just all sorts of things. So this is why I say people be watching you and you don't even know they watching you or paying attention to you. So they be like, oh, Tay, how you get them jobs? How you get that? And I really couldn't tell them. It's just like they start seeing me and they just gave it to me. So By that time, y'all, by the time everything was all said and done, in total, well, technically, if I want to spend the money that they let me have, I probably would have saved up about $5,000 at Job Corp within that 5-month time frame while in trade. So I was working 2 jobs. 2, y'all. I was working 2 jobs. So after my 3rd month was done with the CNA, with the culinary, I got back in my culinary trade and finished up. And while I was still in my culinary trade, I just worked the nursing home for about 2-3 months as well and saved up money from them, right? Okay, so I could have worked those days more, but I kept those days because I was trying to finish up my trade, and I only had a certain amount of time to finish anyway. So by this time, I'm exhausted. I'm ready to go. All these sorts of things, right? So all the while, I wound up completing, but they didn't pay me my $500 towards the end because I got terminated. Even though I completed my trade, they still terminated me for some humbug stuff, you know. And I will put that in my description box below, how I completed / terminated from Job Corp. And so I did that, y'all, and now I'm in transitioning to finding my own apartment, right? So a lot of people ask me, Tay, how you find you an apartment, this, that, and the third, and I will upload another video about how I obtained my apartment from Job Corp. It was easy, but it wasn't, because they want you to work. They want you to push you, okay? A lot of times they don't teach you this stuff. So and I think it was like I won't necessarily say a gift for me, but because of the sacrifices and the struggles that I was dealing with before I came to Job Corp, it's kind of like I just knew how to look for an apartment. I knew how to go buy this. I knew how to go buy that. And my mentor, my counselor at the time, you know, I had a little boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? I had a little, you know, whoop, whoop. And, you know, he was like, oh, yeah, he gonna move with you. He gonna do this. He gonna do that. And I'm like, man, I don't care if you do or don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you do or don't, okay? I already knew what I came here for. I already was on this before he even came in the picture. You feel what I'm saying? Don't let people trick you out your spot. Don't let people knock you off your pivot. You know what I'm saying? People gonna say whatever. People gonna talk. People gonna, you know, do this and do that. But make sure you come up there and stay focused. Have fun, goof off or whatever. But at the same time, y'all, make sure you stay focused at Job Corp, because Job Corp doesn't always work out, because sometimes people already be having an expectation of certain things. And a lot of people be having this spoon-fed mentality to think that Job Corp is just going to give you, and that's not really what it is. If you want to come up to Job Corp and get your diploma, your trade, and your driver's license, then do just that. Don't come up Job Corp thinking they're just gonna hand you this. No, you have to work for that. Don't just come up here and think that Job Corp is like college, because it's not, okay? Job Corp has great benefits in it. You can go to college, you can go to union trade jobs, Amtrak, TCU, welding jobs, underwater welding. They tell you all these things, okay? But get you somebody that know what they talking about, because sometimes them counselors and them mentors, and they don't be studying y'all. They don't be studying nothing. They be there for a check. But make sure you come up there and get in good with somebody that know what they're doing, that gonna lead you to the right direction, that gonna help you out, okay? And so that's what I did. I just maneuvered my way through. We're gonna say her name is Miss Linda, okay? Miss Linda is one of the, she helped me out a lot, okay? That's all I got to say. Miss Linda, she helped me out a lot with a lot of things. She took up for me with a lot of things. And another thing that helped me out through Job Corp is prayer, man. I prayed. I was on my knees on the concrete floors in there. Hey, man, I was on my knees because I was that desperate. A lot of times people come to Job Corp, they be homeless, they be court ordered, they be in bad situations. What make them come there? So knowing that I had that in my mind, y'all, I could not let nobody knock me off that. Because my whole focus was, there's no way I come from Georgia to Kentucky just to go back home with nothing. Man, if I would have went back home, them $3,200 I saved up would have been gone just like that. You know what I'm saying? So here I am, 22, doing my thing. But I built this from the ground up, coming from the experiences that I was dealing with before I came to Job Corp. And I thank God, and I think that's how I'm able to maintain this long. You get what I'm saying? So I just want y'all to be mindful of that, man. And yeah, so it is possible, y'all, to have jobs at Job Corp, okay? And Kentucky in Morganfield was a small town rural area, so I was not expecting to have jobs at Job Corp when I came there. I was not, because like I told y'all before, I originally wanted to go to TCU in advanced training, but at that time I had piercings. You can see this little dot right here. I had a lip piercing, I had a nose piercing, and they said that I couldn't have it. And at that time I was stubborn, so I wasn't taking my piercings out, okay? But yeah, like, you can stack your paper at Job Corp, okay? You can stack up, and that's how I made $3,200, okay, within like 5 months at Job Corp, okay? And I hope this motivates y'all. I hope this encourage y'all to get what you came to get at Job Corp. I thank y'all for watching my channel. Y'all like, subscribe. I will put all my social media accounts in the description box below, and